I should say something more about the concert that wasn't. It will be. So hello, welcome to the vlog. Sadly this is not a concert vlog from Sarajevo, you can probably tell that. This is what we should have done in November vlog from the beginning of January. Today is the day, this morning is the morning, where we are going to sort out our snowboards. Basic servicing, which means checking all the edges, checking that they're clean, checking that they are appropriately sharp. Cleaning the bases, you can see where this has been damaged, like here it's had holes in it. And we've filled them, so that kind of stuff. We have something called P-Tex, which is a plastic that you heat up with a cigarette lighter, drop it in, scrape it off, make it all flat. Then the last thing today is we had big issues at the end of last season. Bindings are starting to break. They get cold, they're old, they snap. It's always unfortunate because most times the young person who snaps them feels guilty for doing it, but it's not their fault. It's what you get when you're running old equipment. So that's what's happening. Budo's coming over, hopefully Tanner's coming over as well. And we'll bring you a bit of action. This is our proper iron. I finally bought one a couple of years ago after many years of just using a cheap travel iron to do this. And then here, the wax, which we just got in Zagreb when we were there recently, just before New Year. So some things are tricky to find here, especially in a town like this where you don't have, well, if I'm not aware of a recognised ski service place. So there's nowhere we can take our boards and get them all sorted for us. So we've learned to do it ourselves, which if you've watched the vlog for a number of years, you'll know already, but just saying it again, for what it's worth. So you might be watching this and wondering why are we doing all this inside in the spare bedroom. The reason is that today is the coldest day of the year so far. Now the year is like young and there've not been many days to be cold, but the high, when I last checked the weather, the high was predicted to be like -4 or -5, something like that, and then tonight it will go down to -17 or -21 depending which forecast you believe. It's relatively cold, so the more time we can spend inside doing this, the better, hence the tarpaulin on the floor, and we're doing this here. When we're going to scrape the wax off, we are going to do that outside because you can't do that inside. We're on to, let's try and fix bindings. So I've got board on the ground there with a broken binding, and then I've got, these are broken, these I've just fixed, these are okay, and I'm going to go back on this board when I'm done. These are broken, these are broken. I'm hoping that I can get at least 2 working pairs. We're doing really well. We've done pretty much all the waxing we want to do. Well, putting on the wax, you've got to scrape it off again. Budo's outside, starting doing that. It's going okay. Right, what are we doing? Well, I tried putting this on here, but I've got a pair of boots here. It's way too big. So what I'm hoping is I can pop these on, which are smaller, which came out of these, which are now on the ground and definitely have done that last trip to a snowboard slope. Yeah, and then just replace all of this at the front on both of these with these bits. Because these, as you can see, are narrower than that, so we can't just swap out one side, we've got to swap out both sides, and hopefully that'll work. So that's the swap done. Just going to go and get the boots, a big pair of boots, and just check if they're big enough to go on a big board, like that one right there, which needs bindings. So those are the biggest boots we've got, and there's a bit of toe overhang, but that fits. So yeah, a smaller but still big boot is definitely going to fit in those. Just time to screw these on. For anyone who knows anything about bindings and setups, we're still going with the regular old 1812. So if that means anything to you. So it's just gone 12. We've done 3 hours work and we've basically done everything we want to do. Which is great for musicians. It's the sort of stuff that makes your hands grey, splits the side of your nails. It's all lovely. But a useful morning of practical work done. Very happy with how many bindings we got back in action. Yeah, I mean, we wait obviously for the first binding to break this season. It's inevitable when you're using old gear. But yeah, we've had all the boards back up and running that I wanted to have back up and running. So that's a really good thing. All the ones that we're going to use immediately are all waxed up. I think it's one of those things that comes with sort of age and experience. In the beginning, we were like super eager to do that. I mean, this whole process would take 2 days to go through all the boards and make sure everything's sorted. Now we're a bit more like, you're not doing a touch up anything that's cosmetic. You're only looking at boards that really got a bit of a hammering. So I guess before I go, I should say something more about the concert that wasn't. It will be. And it was just a combination of some illness here and some illness in Sarajevo, some of which may or may not have been COVID related. That just everyone all round said the wise decision is let's not do it right now and let's wait. And there is a bit of a surge of cases of COVID going on in the country here right at the minute. It just seemed like, yeah, you know, we want to do the event where the people we want to be there can be there. So that was what won out in the end on that decision. So it's sort of disappointing, and at the same time it's completely fine. It's one of those pragmatic things, you know. So concert will happen probably some time towards the end of spring, maybe around Easter. Winter camp is still supposed to happen. Obviously if that got cancelled for similar reasons, I'd completely understand that and that would be okay. But if it does happen, that's what's happening next week and we're ready for it now. All samples are good to go. So that's it for this week's vlog. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And do give us a big thumbs up for Snowboards. Do leave us a comment or question if you want to know more. And do remember that together we do adventure. We'll see you next time.